I definitely forgot my earphones in my car, so I'm gonna walk to the car and go get them before we, saw some people I know in there. So I'm just gonna go to my car and get my earphones. It's actually really cold outside. Oh my god, I don't know if you can hear the wind chill, but it's really, really cold outside. I don't even know why I'm wearing a freaking tank top. Earphones. Where are my earphones? In my book bag, in the trunk. So let's just take the book bag. First pocket. Right in here. So yeah, these are like the cool pins that I got when I used to work in retail. And we had like a partnership with Intel. So of course I like did everything I could to learn everything Intel retail related. I got some cool pins. They sent me some really cool stuff. Thunderbolt expert. What was that one say? Laptop expert. Gaming expert. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Some cool stuff. But my favorite part of this book bag is that it was manufactured by Intel. It's my favorite part. So the brand is Intel. Everything. Neuralink. It's this is starting to get crazy. I saw a few articles on Neuralink. Some negative things to say about it, especially the people that are working on it. They're like apparently whistleblowing on Elon Musk, saying that some of the tests that they've been doing on the animals are like extremely problematic. And so I'm at the Neuralink page right now. All right, so this is the about section. It says Neuralink is a team of exceptionally talented people. We are creating the future of brain-computer interfaces, building devices now that have the potential to help people with paralysis, and inventing new technologies that could expand our abilities, our community, and our world. Pretty cool from the outside looking in, to be quite honest, and that's why it really piqued my interest. At Neuralink, we believe that the best way to design a product for people with disabilities is by collaborating with people with disabilities. To this end, Neuralink has been working for several years with the Consumer Advisory Board, composed of people with lived experience with quadriplegia. From research and engineering to product development, the CAB provides the end user perspective to help us create the world's most empowering and user-friendly BCI, which I have no clue what that means. They even have like a that's crazy. All right, so as far as diversity goes, Neuralink is striving to improve the lives of countless individuals through our high-end bandwidth brain-computer interfaces. This cutting-edge technology is being developed by a talented and mission-driven team whose diverse perspectives and lived experiences strengthen our ability to creatively problem solve. To elevate and celebrate our diversity, we apply our So this is interesting. They're working with handy capable people, and they're doing the tests on animals, or at least so as far as what I've seen. We apply our creative problem solving skills to all aspects of life at Neuralink, from the moment a potential applicant hears our name to the everyday employee experience. We insist on equitable practices, not only because it is the right thing to do, but also because it helps us develop the best possible product by enabling each employee to realize their full potential in an environment where they know they belong. So, I mean, again, from the outside looking in, it honestly sounds pretty cool. you know. And I think that's why it, you know, piques people's interest. But they're not going to really tell you anything on their about page that's, you know, could be potentially controversial. Let's see what kind of jobs they have available. Let's see if we wanted to join Neuralink. What will we? Oh my goodness. They need a they need a neuro engineer, an engineering technician, brain interfaces. Wow. Okay, so they have a lot of jobs. They have a lot of jobs available right now if you want to work at Neuralink. So let's look at this video here. What he plans to do moving forward.
Many viewers and followers on Twitter often ask me how to be the first to sign up for Neuralink's clinical trials. According to Elon Musk's comments at the latest Neuralink show and tell event, he said he expects they'll have implanted their first Neuralink in a human in 6 months.
We think
was this CES 2023?
We should be able to have our first Neuralink in a human. So.
Although Neuralink does not currently have any clinical trials available for enrollment, they've made it possible for people to apply to their patient registry. According to Neuralink's website, this registry will help them better understand the specific needs of a more diverse group of individuals with various conditions.
Sounds like this is more or less to help who have certain medical conditions, probably like ADHD, probably dementia, as they were saying before, quadriplegia. Because I saw in this video with like pigs that they actually implanted it, I think, in the leg, and they were sending either an electrical impulse or some type of signal to the pig via the Neuralink chip for it to specifically raise its leg, and it did, and it worked.
Primary criteria for participating in the registry are you have to be within the United States, be at least 18 years old, or in some states they require you're 21 years or older, and have quadriplegia, paraplegia, vision loss, hearing loss, and or the inability to speak. Take a look at this picture I took right after the presentation. This is what the borehole in the skull looked like after 64 threads were inserted during the robot demonstration. It was fun to sit right next to the robot and see this in action. 1024.
So that is, oh my goodness.
Neuralink is truly trying to develop a generalized solution that is scalable. Scalable to the point that everyone who wants a Neuralink would eventually be able to get one. Elon explicitly stated the team is on the difficult journey from prototype to product.
Oh man, I don't know. It just kind of sounds pretty controversial. And I think all these people up here are just like, look at how they all look at this man. They love this man.
You can see Saki walking over to his MacBook and choosing to work on his
Look, see, this is what I was talking about.
Out of the box, and it feels totally plug and play.
Throughout the presentation, there were references to increasing the channel count from 4,000 to 16,000 channels. Neuralink is clearly making their best effort to ensure the devices that are actually used have been rigorously tested and are safe. Sometimes I get the sense that folks in the media and the random passerby I meet on the street conflates the thought of moving fast and reiterating quickly with the thought of not taking appropriate precautions to ensure device safety. From closely following this company and getting a chance to speak
and
with
that
employees,
makes sense.
I strongly believe they both move fast, yet they make sure the devices are as safe as they can make them. And this should make sense given the fact that many of the employees strongly believe they both move fast.
This is what it's supposed to look like. That's what this is what surgery is gonna look like. It's gonna start off here. They're gonna peel back. Oh my goodness! They're gonna peel back the scalp to reveal the cranium here, right? Then they're gonna take a small chunk of your cranium. Then they're gonna take the membrane, the delicate membrane that overlaps your brain. It overlaps it's right in between your cranium and your actual brain. All right, they're gonna peel that back. Then they're gonna insert this Neuralink chip here. Then once this is in, that's gonna act as, oh my goodness, that's gonna act as your new cranium, right? Or new segment of your cranium. Then they just re-scalp you and you're all good. Let's say you make a bad fall or something. How durable is this? All right, is it supposed to mimic bone density and again mimic the general structure of your cranium?
With Neuralinks can do.
Here you can see a few examples of tasks in different phases of motor training. For example, left and right click, click and drag, cursor typing, swipe typing, handwriting, and even hand gestures.
Later in the demonstration, Dan elaborated on what the first visual prosthesis might look like.
This is a schematic of what a visual prosthesis using our N1 device might look like. A camera, the output from a camera would be processed by an iPhone, for example, which would then stream the data to the device, and the image would be converted into a pattern of stimulation of the electrodes into the visual cortex. With 1,000 electrodes, we might be able to produce an image.
So, wait, hold up. I need to rewind that.
This clip shows that computer control via 6 varied tasks monkeys with Neuralinks can do.
Here you can see a few examples of tasks in different phases of monkey training. For example, left and right click, click and drag, cursor typing, swipe typing, handwriting, and even hand gestures.
Later in the demonstration, Dan elaborated on what the first visual prosthesis might look like.
This is a schematic of what a visual prosthesis using our N1 device might look like. A camera, the output from a camera would be processed by an iPhone, for example, which would then stream the data to the device, and the image would be converted into a pattern of stimulation of the electrodes into the visual cortex. With 1,000 electrodes, we might be able to produce an image resembling something that you see there on the right.
So, it's not just this that you have to have, it's this, which is the only compatible device or video recording device that will be directly linked to your Neuralink. And also, not only that, you're running this video recording device that is connected to your brain through your phone. Well, I mean, I think this is just for demonstration purposes, but I really hope that it's not anything that can be directly connected to, let's say, the internet. It should just have literal, I guess, a designated access for you and this Neuralink. For the video recording device and the Neuralink, because I would hate for there to be a way to hack into this, you know. It would be too easy, I think. That'd be way too easy.
Using our N1 device might look like. A camera, the output from a camera would be processed by an iPhone, for example, which would then stream the data to the device, and the image would be converted into a pattern of stimulation of the electrodes into the visual cortex. With 1,000 electrodes, we might be able to produce an image resembling something that you see there on the right. But as Avinash told you, our next generation of the device will have 16,000 electrodes. If you put a device on both sides of your visual cortex, that would give you 32,000 points of light to make an image in someone who's blind. Our goal will be to turn the lights on for someone who's spent decades living in the dark.
Who is blind or has never been able to see.
That's a bit weird.
Then Dr. Joey O'Doherty came on
So
stage to talk about a
this
longer-term
person
goal of
also
enabling
goes
full-body
up
reanimation for persons who
over,
have a spinal cord injury. This demonstration
what is
showcased
this?
Neuralink implants in both the brain
Commitment
and the
to-
spinal cord.
Okay, so-
the neural shunt
okay,
concept
look,
of wirelessly sending
this
the
is what I was
signals from the
talking
motor
about.
cortex to the spinal cord is how this could eventually help
Hold
the
up.
long-term goal of enabling for someone who is blind or has never been able to see. Then Dr. Joey O'Doherty came on stage to talk about a longer-term goal of enabling full-body reanimation for persons who have a spinal cord injury. This demonstration showcased Neuralink implants in both the brain and the spinal cord of a pig. The neural shunt concept of wirelessly sending the signals from the motor cortex to the spinal cord is how this could eventually help paralyzed people walk again.
Okay, so here's a pig walking on a treadmill. You may have seen something like this before in a previous Neuralink presentation. But unlike before, this pig
Right.
has more than one Neuralink device. There's a device in the brain, but there's also one in the spinal cord. And we can stream neural data from these devices in real time and use them to do things like decode the movement of the joints of the pig. So here you can see on the left the time series of the hip, knee, and ankle, and we're decoding those movements. So this is super cool. That's actually not what we want to do. We want to go in the other direction. We would like to stimulate the spinal cord and cause movement to occur. Okay, so let's do that. So here's a pig, a happy and healthy pig doing what pigs like to do, which is root around for food and snacks. And as you'll see on the floor, there's a blue square. This is a voluntary engagement zone where the pig places itself, indicating that it's comfortable to receive stimulation. When it's in the zone, we stimulate, and if the pig leaves the zone, we'll stop
Plays
stimulating.
with itself.
And as before, you can see we're able to track the position of the joints and also stream neural data as well. Okay, so let's stimulate an electrode. So here's one electrode on one thread that when we stimulate causes a flexion movement of the leg. So on the left, you can see the movement of the joints, and you can also see the time series of the stimulation pattern in yellow. So the leg is moving up.
To say the least, this is an extremely challenging endeavor. Although the timeline for this will be longer than many other applications, it'll certainly be rewarding if or when they can pull it off.
Alright, so
Good girls, good days.
Neuralink has an ongoing commitment to animal care. It's unfortunate that the large media organizations have been flooding the news feeds with headlines about animal abuse and killing within a week after such a fantastic
see, and
event.
that's what I was. That's what I heard.
And Leslie's presentations, the team is doing all they can to test the device in the lab, on the benchtop, prior to testing in animal models. They're even developing their own brain proxies.
But as I said, we do everything we possibly can to test the devices before, not even going into a human, before even going into an animal. So we do benchtop testing, we do accelerated life testing. We have a fake brain simulator that has the texture and just like emulating a brain, but sort of rubber. And so before we would even think of putting a device in an animal, we do everything we possibly can with rigorous benchtop testing. So we're not cavalier in putting devices into animals.
Okay, that's
we
cool.
Device, whenever we do the implant, if it's in a sheep or a pig or a monkey, to be confirmed.
You know, and that's all fine and dandy, but my I guess my biggest hang up is there are tons of people who slaughter cows for food, or tons of farms that slaughter cows for food, or at least used to, right? And they still do, obviously, but these specific farms that I'm talking about also would, really do some damage to the cattle and livestock that they had. And that really sparked the whole cage-free type movement, or free roaming type movement, and why a lot of people are vegans to begin with, because they don't like the mistreatment of animals in the process of slaughterhouse to table. And that's why even a lot more people now are moving from that aspect to straight farm to table. That's why there are such things as farm fresh eggs. It's more of like propaganda, I guess, but it exists. So with that being said, he can say that they're trying to be as ethical as possible, and they're showing them scratching sheeps and whatnot, but at the end of the day, is there 24 access to these cameras? Is there somebody monitoring the treatment of these animals by these scientists? Because again, I hope I can find this either video or whatever that somebody said that the main scientists were actually whistleblowing on the testing that Musk has implemented because of the mistreatment of the animals. So
not
something to think about.
We've done everything we possibly can with benchtop testing, and only then would we consider putting a device in an animal.
Here's a reminder of some of the things Neuralink does to care for animals. Processes in place for ensuring adequate animal safety are very stringent. Animals are cared for and are trained via the technique of positive reinforcement. Specifically, if an animal chooses not to participate in a task, they are never forced to do so. Neuralink referenced this in a video from the summer of 2020.
It's totally amazing to see what they're able to do with training, all with positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is where you offer an animal an opportunity to form behavior and be rewarded for it if they choose to participate in it. We do give them the option of not participating.
Neuralink continues to go above and beyond. As of 2022, the company is privileged to have the resources and support to set up something very different and new. They state that their central mission is to design an animal care program, prioritizing the needs of the animals, rather than the typical strategy of building for human convenience alone. In 2020, they opened a 6,000 square foot vivarium, housing farm animals and rhesus macaques. The vivarium is staffed with caretakers who are passionate about animal well-being, which is a central tenet of Neuralink's philosophy. You can see in this picture some of the structural enrichments, which include swings, poles, branches.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
These spaces provide
That's
ample
cool.
space for animals to play alongside numerous Neuralink animal caretakers.
And
In addition
I
to this
don't
space,
want
the
to
company promotes
be.
a culture-
I'm not trying to play like devil's advocate or anything like that. I mean, this man, like, he knows what type of society we live in. He knows, like, look at this, the care that we have a large dedicated team of veterinarians, veterinary technicians, behaviorists, enrichment technicians, and animal care specialists who provide positive reinforcement training and around the clock care for the animals. That's good. This is stuff that I like seeing, right?
Of animal welfare advocacy by ensuring all employees have the opportunity to meet with the animals and spend time with them alongside a trained animal care specialist. This investment
That's cool.
in positive
So we further develop company norms around strong animal welfare advocacy by ensuring all employees have the opportunity to meet our animals and spend time with them alongside a trained animal care specialist. So that'd be pretty cool. You can hang out with like the macaques and the sheep and the pigs and stuff, and I mean, just totally disregard the work that you have to do, I guess. I don't know how, because he's pretty strict over at Twitter, so I don't know how he plans on pushing this agenda, but that the employees can be he's so animal positive from the workplace, but it is what it is.
human-animal interactions encourages people to take that extra step to ensure their devices are designed to prioritize animal safety. There were several instances throughout the event where members of the team shared specific actions they take to ensure that animals have a great environment and are minimally used for testing. Neuralink recently released a blog post that reinforces this, called Championing the 3 Rs. The Rs they're referring to are refinement, reduction, and replacement. This blog post is the first of several more to come later this year and next. Anyone who reads these posts or listens to Neuropod, rather than read the typical Neuralink news headlines, will probably have a better picture of what's actually happening at Neuralink. By the end of the series, it should be clear animals are cared for extremely well at Neuralink.
It was like a person of this guy right here. So let's see what he has to say.
So Neuralink's killed about 1,500 animals since the start of 2020. And
hold up.
It's a medical device company owned by Elon Musk, whose sole purpose is to get chimps to talk to computers using their thoughts. I'm obviously oversimplifying, but it's essentially a project to have a hybrid organic and silicone chip implanted into human beings so that we can interface with the world around us just by sheer thought. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm hungry, let me get DoorDash, and you just think of the order and it comes to you. Kind of like how this monkey's playing Pong while thinking about the paddle moving. So on the screen, every time he thinks of going left or right, he gets a reward with the banana smoothie in that straw.
It's kind of a fun game. So,
that's how that works. Okay, see,
what I guess what I'm trying to make is we care a great deal about animal welfare.
So before I talk about the crazy animal
that's
cruelty
what the
stories
straw
that
is
the government's
for.
currently investigating Elon
Okay.
for, I just want to go on record to say the impact of this project on humanity would be massive if completed.
See?
It'll help
That's what I was
blind
saying.
people see that have never seen before, or it'll help paraplegics walk again. The impact of this project on humanity is massive, but some of these horror stories on these monkeys are insane. In some cases, monkeys were chewing their own fingers and toes off after having holes drilled inside their head to fit the implant. In other cases, they installed the implant in incorrect places where they're miscounted a vertebrae, and so they went crazy and started banging their heads on the glass. It's kind of insane how they self-mutilated themselves. And I mean, looking at that number, most recently, 15 out of 23 monkeys are not making this surgery out alive. So I don't know, it's something to think about. And the reason why we're getting all this information is because the employees are so dissatisfied with how Musk is running the company that they decide to whistleblow on themselves.
I told you I was not making this up. I mean, and he's a pretty credible dude. I like this kid, so yeah, I was not making this up. Oh no, and I mean, we'll see where this goes, to be quite honest. But if he can pull this off, he might. If he could pull this off, there's no telling what's next. To be quite honest, there's no telling what's next.